Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, everything seems to be working-ish. Hi, I'm someone named Dean. Welcome. I hope you're having a good day or afternoon or evening. Whenever and wherever you see this video. I'm doing good. It's a Saturday for me, and I don't work today. We are playing Kentucky Route Zero. Kentucky Route Zero is a point-and-click style adventure game. And I guess it's about discovering the weird world that these characters live in. That's, I don't think, any different than ours, other than the fact that there is a magical subterranean road or route that you can take. And navigating it is incredibly strange. Now, last time we were here, we were discovering about the Hard Times Distillery, which is this place. Some sort of... Oh, we can go to shipping. I'm assuming that's where we need to go. Were we just here? Oh, we were just, I think we were up here. Oh, okay, I guess this is where the plot is going to progress. So yeah, last time we were here... This is a bit of a flashback, per se. A couple episodes, or a little bit earlier in the game, we were stuck, lost in Kentucky Route Zero. Basically, like I was saying, it's mysterious, like, route or road. That navigating it just makes no sense. So we came across some people. They had an issue with their computer, Xanadu. They told us to talk to these really scary people. And then it cut to some other characters who were outside this church. And then Conway and Shannon here left the church, but they were kind of... They seemed a little disgruntled or disturbed or bothered. But the characters outside didn't really inquire. And now they're inquiring. And we're finding out what exactly Conway and Shannon had to do to be able to fix the computer. To be able to, like, I guess, navigate the Zero or find their way around. And basically it seems like these... Gosh, I don't know what to call them. These skeletons... Well... I don't know, I have to I should probably continue here. Oh no, what have I done? Ah! Just trying to find my voice tab. There we go, okay. Alright. Just want to... Let's see if this works.
That's a matter, of course. What kind of experience do you have driving trucks?
So, I think we'll go with this one. And for those who might be new to watching me here, I do my best country voice ever-ish for Conway here. That is bound to offend anyone and everyone, so I apologize, but I have to commit to it. I drove deliveries for an antique shop up until this last run.
Oh, precious cargo. You'll do just fine. can drive safely. Can't you? I haven't any doubt. It's only Miguel this evening.
What happened with Miguel this evening?
Well, the dust is still clearing, of course. Perhaps he closed his eyes for a moment. Simply hit a curve too devilish. But I do pity ill-fated Miguel. It's good company. It's to anger. Speaking confidentially, without our lost product to be replaced, repaid, stashed across the interstate, few casks, dude. Just thankful he had no next of kin. So, let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher.
Okay, so... Yeah, so these hard time distillery people, I think sometimes in the game itself they're referred to as the hard time boys. It's like some sort of weird mysterious entity. Yeah, they look like skeletons. And my theory is that it's a representation of debt, perhaps. They seem to be some sort of corporate entity that goes and buys people's debt and thus buys debt from other companies so that the people who owed them now owe the hard time distillery, I guess, and then turn them into employees to pay off their debt for like who knows how long. But then they seem to start to lose their humanity. Conway here injured his leg before, and essentially he saw a doctor, and then suddenly his leg started looking like this. So I'm thinking it's like a metaphor for just something not being yours. So these people, it seems like they work nonstop, and they have no life. It's not theirs anymore until the debt is paid off. And I'm thinking the same thing is with Conway's leg here. But yeah, anyways, for some reason this place exists underground. The Hard Time Distillery, we're just finding out about them, but I'm under the impression that they operate underground because they want to avoid taxes and stuff like that. Or like scrutiny from the government, I guess. And yet they're totally like taking advantage of people's debts and forcing them into like labor and work. Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, autonomous voice drones from the dashboard speaker.
$10.20 on that load. Come back. Up in the Hummingbird Cave. 1012. City Key.
This is a good time, dispatch. I may have found Miguel's replacement, but you might like to get acquainted.
10-9. Come again.
Introduce yourself.
So, you may notice a bit of pausing between different styles of voices here. I notice my voice mod is a little bit slow, so I'm trying to let it load a bit before I start talking. That way each voice I do, as a bit of character and distinction. It's just, for some reason, a thing I'm doing with this playthrough. I don't know why. I guess I find it fun. Except for, like, a few characters that I feel like I can do voices for. And for Conway, of course, who has the pleasure of just having my regular voice sound awful. Anyways. Pleased to meet you.
I'll dispatch something impressive about yourself. Where are we going here?
So the thing is, we're not here for a job. I don't really know if Conway is getting forced into some sort of employment or a contract, but essentially someone named Donald, who had this moldy computer, Xanadu, I guess, was, I don't know, he seemed zealous about working on some sort of artificial simulation called Xanadu, and I'm guessing that these hard-time creatures, entities, Donald referred to them as monsters, essentially, scared him. And I guess the fire that he had in the center of this complex, or this cave, kept them away or something, I suppose. But anyways, his computer is getting moldy, and before we can even like begin to escape the loop on Route Zero, we have to get rid of the mold on this computer. So we came here, and I guess we're gonna find out if Conway had to do anything to get that information, how to fix the computer. You folks. Oh.
99. Wheel holder. Gotta pay the water bill.
So, I'm assuming we'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck.
Well, I'm hoping what happens is Conway and Shannon here just find out how to fix the computer for this flashback. And then this is just showing us, well, I guess who the Hard Time Distillery is.
Lights work fine. See? That's important. Most of our product goes out at night. You never know who you'll run into in the daylight, and thus can be treacherously misleading with all that indirect light. What you got?
Drivers sleep in the day then?
Sure. Those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd have me, you know. Sometimes over in battling. We shouldn't have been driving out at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light, dangerous.
So one option is dialogue, another seems like kind of a thought tangent. Yeah, I think I read somewhere that the game, someone was trying to describe it somewhere in a comment of a video, I guess. I don't know where I came across it, but you basically, when you're playing this game, you're telling it who you are, in a sense, by choosing maybe what's most interesting to you. I'm gonna go with this one. Oh, okay, it's like a flashback. Conway had to get off the highway. Too loud, too murky. He turned off into some gray cornfield in Indiana. Yeah, there's some sort of I feel like there's some sort of implication that Conway used to be an alcoholic or something like that. I've been trying to avoid anything that implies him drinking because I'm hoping it's because I'm worried this game's doing a thing where it's like, oh, you keep clicking on the thing that talks about the alcohol. Turns in he's an alcoholic. You know, this is your fault. I don't know how the game will play out though. He watched traffic and birds. Seeing those migrations close up, they looked random. He thought about the load in the trailer. Thousands of plastic cups. Somebody wanted those cups in Rockford that night. It wasn't gonna happen. He was only human. He'd been out since the headlights were on. Didn't even stop for coffee. He cracked a beer at 3, eyes on the road. 4:30, he dodged some stray cattle. The headlights were coming back on. Rockford could wait. Early morning could be much worse than late night. Could they care? He just needed a few hours. So,
I'm not sure where you want to look. Keep the tires. That's the thing we do, isn't it? There are these can exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road. They're to hurt ourselves.
sure. They're big machines, but they can be fragile.
Absolutely. The truck deserves care and fearful respect. Like a glass elephant. It's like a driver. You didn't have that quality of difference.
Conway sat in a dim room full of folding chairs. The walls and ceiling were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. He drank coffee, as it is. He listened. The speaker listed all the things we tried that most people in the room were probably there by court order. Oh, this sounds like an Alcoholic Anonymous thing. A few others shared. They spoke in abstractions like a program of action, a good orderly direction. Spiritual but not religious. Religious but not spiritual. All the things we tried. And it was over. They clasped sweaty hands through a short prayer and stepped back out into the morning. Interesting. He started walking. He was always walking these days. It was good to slow down. It felt clarifying, like a walking meditation. The road ran by a creek for a while. He took an unforeseen detour where the creek and road parted, following the edge of the water. He skipped a few stones, alone, then stopped to consider an overturned boat. It was a kind of serenity, that wandering and looking without purpose. He was coming to rely on those moments.
What else can we show you?
I guess, yeah, it's always good to check wipers.
Control the wipers with this knob here.
Two little fiddles with the controls.
He seemed to have a decent talk to him. He would say how they fell in a storm. Extended the last shipment. Through some of the risk.
Always clear skies down here.
Staying here. But most of my product is delivered by surface roads, which feel rain quite often, particularly in the spring months. Staying here.
I'm going with all the options that seem to be flashbacks for the narrative here, because I'm kind of curious about Conway's history. I have a strong feeling that the reason this so context, if you're just tuning in for the first time or need a reminder, it seems like the premise of what kickstarts this game is Conway is very much devoted to doing this last delivery, but for some reason to get to this address he has to take the Route Zero, aka this magical subterranean road that's super easy to get lost. And basically this is all a chain of events just to deliver whatever is in the back of his antique truck. And he works for someone named Lysette, and through some optional kind of flashback choices I've made in the game, it would seem to imply that he and Lysette were once in love. He started working long haul jobs, and then when he returned and found, I guess, an employer, turns out the employer's wife was Lysette. And it also sounds like, I guess his boss and Lysette had a child called Charlie, who may have died. And I don't know if Conway feels guilty about that, or might have some sort of involvement, or he just simply cares about Lysette enough that it hurts him too. That's the impression I get. But we'll see. Let's continue here. They ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to stay. All review. He was a lost cause, and she didn't need it anyway. She was smart, bored. It was time to cut out. Day for it, though. 83 and biblical flood. They went to a bar. They pulled into a dive bar with an afternoon open mic. It smelled like rosewater. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. Earlier in the game, Junebug sings a song, and it sounds like I'm just getting the impression that maybe Junebug at some point in her life heard Lysette sing the song, because it sounded like Conway heard that song before, and I thought that was kind of interesting. So, subtext? Context? I don't know, what do you call it? Where it's like context in between context. I'm sure there's a word for it. The word is evading me. They poured another drink, and another, and another. She worried it was getting dark out. Then it was getting light out. They ended up in someone else's field, in someone else's car. An early morning joyride, and a sunrise collision. Oh no. She got on the bus, and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago? Toronto? Barrow? It seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time. As he pulled out of the parking lot, he removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he started drifting.
A modest apology. It's suited to the job, right? Pretty good enough.
It's interesting finding out about Conway here because for the most part he kind of just seemed like a bit of a blank slate up until, I guess, further in the story here. You end up finding out more about the world and other people like Shannon. Conway just seemed to be there for a ride, but now he's having these moments where I guess you can delve into his thoughts, and it's kind of interesting to find out who he is or who he was.
Looks like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good strong folks in shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading in if you don't want to. Better on the knees and back at our age, and of course you'll have to unload at the destination. It's the job. Some drivers have extra shift stacking and loading here.
I shouldn't really do any lifting these days.
I see. Well, surely we can stay with Ollie and carry strap for your health and safety.
Conway woke up on baled hay. Everything was too bright. His head hurt, the usual. Lysette and Ira argued loudly just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It was an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. He said Charlie could do the job. Conway stepped out of the barn, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around it. Lysette looked away. Ira just spat and went inside to wake Charlie. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along. And Conway drifted out again, and he didn't hear about the accident till months later. So I wonder if... So Charlie was Ira being his boss, and Lysette, their son, I guess it was some sort of roofing accident. And I wonder if there's some complicated emotions because Conway might feel like it's his fault. Seems like... Well, I guess it seems like he was drunk and didn't go to work. Maybe. I don't know.
So, what's next?
The truck's radio crackles back to life.
Driver, come back.
It's just Ash. Tell them about your experience. Do you run the trucks in good shape? Tell them I'll start eliminating.
Well, the thing is, though, Conway has some obligations. He really wants to do this delivery for Lysette. Maybe he does it out of guilt. I'm gonna say Really can't.
Yeah. We've got to finish this delivery in a few...
10:33, dispatch. Got 2 black eyes and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10:4, back it down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, Lem. 10:4. Come back, wheel holder.
I'm gonna choose Conway remains silent. Well, Conway has a different job to do. He's only here to ask questions. They're the one who assumed he was here for a job application. But we'll see what happens.
Dispatch is addressing you. It is you, dispatch.
Got your ears on? Good. Listen to this.
Silence. I don't know what that means.
Let's head it back into logistics and see you there, Anything to show you.
For some reason, I can't remember what device Shannon has here. But she has some sort of like weird little electrical magnet. And whenever we've activated it, we were given the option to activate it during our little journey in this complex here. Oh, really? That truck was there the whole time? It's funny because it's like that short little drive, we could have progressed the story so much, but because we went around, we were able to find out so much more lore and context about this place. And plus using her little electrical magnet thing around, I guess, the faint silhouettes of other people like Doolittle here, we're able to, for some reason, make him engage in conversation. I'm not sure why that's a thing. Like, I don't know if these are beings of pure electricity or something. It's kind of strange. Like, I see it as a representation of debt, but I guess there's some sort of actual physical component to this metaphor. And it's whatever electrical magnet Shannon has here, it's able to manipulate them into conversing for some reason.
Let's head back upstairs, Anything to show you.
Wait. We only came here looking for some answers about this stupid moldy computer.
Go to the cave. The computer. Black mold. Extracted whiskey. Feeds on the thermal fumes, you see. As we reach the whiskey, slowly inevitably evaporates into the air. The angel share. It goes through the vents here, and moved into the caves. You can scrape it down around. You can usually apply some pressure and cold to it. Squeeze and convince the angel share back into drinkable whiskey. But it counts when you make your living on this stuff. Slowly go down and scrape it off his equipment, just like any other place it grows. He kept sending his people here to drive us away. Paranoid. Truly paranoid. Yeah, we have the formula, so we don't need to go collecting mold. Since we've stopped going down there, I'm sure the mold's gotten pretty thick. Try cleaning off the diamond crystal. Get you again. I'm sure of it. So, jump upstairs.
I like the little detail of the. That's such a warehouse detail here of these couple of steps being bent, as if they were hit with a a vehicle. This upstairs? Seems like the whole place got quiet. You know, I guess we can talk to a couple extra people here for some additional lore. Eh, why not?
This is Earl. He used to be a beekeeper, so he was cast to store the hives. The interest occurred real quickly than the movie. Works for us here in logistics.
Yeah, I guess that's the example, the whole electrical magnet thing kind of initiating conversations, but it doesn't seem like it works with everyone.
If you don't mind.
Yeah. Seems like a lot of the story of the employees here sound like people who either fell on hard times, hence I guess the name Hard Time Whiskey or whatever, and then basically owed a lot of money. And yeah, I don't know, this business entity is so strange. I hope we find out more about it because I'm curious, like, I understand that they exist here to evade taxes and stuff like that, but it's just so strange.
What'd you say? It's an antique.
What is it?
Why? It's an item machine. It's where we come for our daily ritual to calculate the day's interest and our payment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift, so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. I'm really going to do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations.
Wait. You can't.
It's customary here to start each day with a cute drink. Let's make it special. To the occasion. This is top shelf stuff now. Still in the barrel.
He doesn't.
Down the hatch. Already warms.
Oh, Oh, the game is making me do it. Come on, game. It's temptation, isn't it? It's hard. It clicked it for me. I guess he is a recovering alcoholic. Oh, man.
Yes, it is. Oh my God.
He's not working for you. We have to get back to this. He has a delivery to make.
What's this? Are you turning down this opportunity?
She's right. I have to make this,
I'm disappointed. And I'm afraid that leaves us with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. It's not your first shift drink. What's the matter of this tour just now? Time and experience have built that quite a premium. This is not good for you, my friend. Indeed. Not right back at the envelope and estimations. Estimations. And I suppose all of us. I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it.
What's happening right now?
And start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs. Of course, the interest begins to compound immediately. And go over the formula when you get here. If you get back to work, see you tomorrow, then.
that sucks. Yeah, that's unfortunate. See, so he has to finish this delivery of his. That's kind of scummy. So, guess to start in the morning.
I guess.
I'm confused.
It's just the way these things go, kid.
Oh. Well, that still gives us a few hours to roll, right? Where's that ferry?
Huh. I guess it really will be his last delivery. Holy mammoth. End of Act 3. Oh, got an achievement for completing Act 3. And then this is the integral chapter. So, as I've said before in previous videos, it seems like, to my understanding, when I first played this game about 10 years ago or more, I only played chapters 1, 2, and 3, but there's these integral chapters that seem to tie into certain aspects of the game. Limits and Demonstration ties into Lula Chamberlain and her, I guess a bit of her background in history as an artist, I suppose. And it kind of slightly elaborated on her relationship with Joseph Wheatree, who's the gas station attendant from the very first scene, as well as Donald, who is the guy we were trying to find out how to fix his computer covered in mold, basically by scraping it off, which is what we found out in this flashback. But also now that Conway is also indebted because of the alcohol, the temptation. The entertainment here seems to be some sort of weird theatrical stage play, but essentially I think it summarizes how the Hard Times Distillery kind of collects people. It was a really weird chapter. It kind of just, the dialogue kept moving automatically. But it kind of foreshadowed chapter 3 here, and it was interesting. So I guess next time we play, we'll do Here and There Along the Echo, and then a couple more chapters to go. This one looks like it's scratched out. I wonder what it's about. But yeah, I guess normally try to hit that 1 hour mark, but this is just how the chapter ends, so we'll go with it. I do got some stuff to do today anyways. If I didn't already go on the tangent of it, it's my son's cousin's birthday today. And we're going to take him out. We're going to take my son out blueberry picking. Last weekend we went to a farm and basically got 5 pounds of blueberries for $10, and it was just a fun little outing for the little one and for us as a family. So we're going to drive out to a farm. Try to go early on. It's kind of early for a Saturday, but it's okay. It's best time to get stuff done. And, best way to avoid the heat as well. But we'll do that. I was thinking I could maybe even get enough blueberries for the said birthday party of my son's cousin. And then we promised to help out the parents of the cousin for preparation and stuff because they're close friends / family. And yeah, should be a busy day. But it'll be good. Not a whole lot else to report, I guess. Oh, I did apply for a job position at my work. And I did get the position. I found out yesterday. I applied for it Thursday when I just heard about it, and I was like, hey, can I apply for it? And they're like, are you interested? And I was like, sure. I mean, I need the money. I didn't say that, but that's kind of how it goes. I'm a little bit nervous, of course, but well, if you want change, you gotta make it happen. Anyways, I'll talk about that more next time. Until then, you have yourself a good one. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Whenever and wherever you are. And yeah, more of this next time. Until then, you take care of yourself. You take it easy. And yeah. Well, thank you for being here. I'll see you later.